For a terrific selection of toys and action figures like the one seen in this review, including Masters of the Universe classics, Monster High, Power Rangers Figuarts, Pop Vinyl, and much, much more, shop FantasticPlasticToys.com. Just click the link in this video's description.
Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Venture Brothers Dr. Venture from Bif Bang Pow. That's right, we are continuing right along with the 3 3/4 inch scale Venture Brothers lineup with Rusty himself. So let's go ahead and take a look at him. As you can see, Dr. Venture comes on the same style blister card packaging, featuring that bright and colorful scene in the background of Venture Industries, and a little title card at the bottom of the blister bubble featuring an image of Dr. Venture from the cartoon series. And then flipping that over to the backside, we just get that same image of both Hank and Dean Venture that we've seen on all of the other packages so far. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull Dr. Venture outside of the box and take a look at him here. As you can see, it does a great job of capturing the look of this character in action figure form. Just as tiny and scrawny as he should be. This guy is really thin, as you can see, which is fine because that's exactly how he appears in the cartoon series. The head sculpt is pretty good, and you can see he's got the bald head with the bright red beard at the bottom of his chin there, and he is wearing his thick black rimmed glasses. Now, the glasses are glued onto the figure, so they are not meant to be removable, even though they are a separate accessory. You can see that the lenses are clear plastic, so you can see his eyes underneath there, but there is definitely some crookedness going on. I'm trying to figure out exactly because it's hard to tell, but either the glasses sit a little crooked on his head because of the way his ears are sculpted, or the eyes underneath are painted crooked. I think it's actually the glasses that are crooked, but it definitely gives him the look as if he's got the derpy eyes thing going on, unfortunately. Now, the rest of the sculpt and paint job is pretty great here. He's just wearing that kind of light pink jumpsuit that he's got on, and you can see the little pens all molded and painted in the pocket there, which is a really nice touch. And on his left wrist is his communicator wristwatch. Now, as far as his articulation goes, it's exactly the same we've seen with all the other figures so far, with his head able to turn both left and right, joints at the shoulder allowing the arms to move up and down, as well as a standard elbow bend. You've got a swivel at the waist there, you've got standard cuts at the thighs so the legs can go up and down, and then standard joints at the knees. So there's nothing in the ankles, nothing in the hands. It's very basic movement, but it works pretty well for these animated style action figures. Now, I will point out that I've got a very similar issue with Dr. Venture that I saw with my Hank Venture action figure. One of his legs is definitely longer than the other one. It's pretty noticeable when you hold him up. You can see one of his feet is hanging a little lower, which means he does have some balancing issues. You can get him to stand pretty well with the weight on just one foot, the longer foot. It does seem to keep him standing, but it's a bit annoying once again having a figure in this line where the legs just aren't even for some reason. Dr. Venture does include one accessory in the form of this little ray gun here. It's got a really nice little sculpt and a great paint job, but the only problem we run into is that the way that the handle is designed, it doesn't really fit in either one of his hands very well. You can get him to hold it, but he holds it sideways instead of pointing it outwards like you'd like him to. And on top of that, the hands are a little too open to be able to get a good grip on it, so the gun does fall out of his hands a lot. So while it's a nice looking accessory, it just doesn't work as well with the figure as we'd hope it would. Now, as far as the scale goes on this figure, he also stands right at the 4-inch mark, so he's the same size as both Hank and Dean, and a full inch shorter than Brock Sampson. So there you go, guys. There's a look at Dr. Venture himself. Overall, sculpt and paint job, pretty good on this guy. Unfortunately, we just run into the same type of QC problem we've seen with other figures, where he just doesn't stand very well because the length of one of his legs is slightly longer than the other one. Not really sure what the issue is with these, but I really hope this is a problem that gets corrected in this line, as I'd hate to see all these figures having that same problem. It does look pretty cool pairing him up with both Hank and Dean and Brock Sampson to really start to round out your good guys in your Venture Brothers display. Now, Dr. Venture is available at online stores right now, such as FantasticPlasticToys.com. So happy hunting, and until next time.